I remember seeing a Tumblr post many years ago. It said something like, "A quest is a trip to accomplish a task. An adventure is a trip without a destination. A journey is when the trip is more important than the destination." I think it was meant for English students to better understand whatever classic they were reading, but it's always stuck with me. Not about each individual definition, but the idea of an adventure as a whole. I often hear people talk about life as one big adventure. Maybe that's true. In theory, it makes perfect sense. There's the obvious ups and downs and spirals and the U's that we're so used to equating with the adventures we've watched in movies. But the problem with that is that it means you can't enjoy it until it's all over. That cliche makes life one big uphill climb where the only relief is at the end. And I don't think that's quite true. It's much more like many mini adventures, or journeys, or quests, or whatever you want to call it. The name doesn't matter. They can be organized for months on end with every minute planned on a printed and laminated itinerary, or spontaneous where the urge suddenly hits you and you grab everything you can think of, throw into a bag, and run. There is no correct way to have an adventure. There are literally infinite possibilities of things to do. Stand in the wind and let it tell you secrets if that's your calling. Hop on the boxcars of trains and introduce yourself as someone you don't know. Truly anything. Whatever kind it is, it should be one that gives you something in return. Newfound appreciations, or sources of joy, or a better understanding of the universe as a whole. If you have a life full of little adventures like that, by the end, you'll be as wise as the wizards we read about in fantasy novels. And even better, you'll actually have moments in between where you can enjoy what's happening around you. I'm taking an adventure today, I've decided. It's a small one, but it's one nonetheless. One step closer to becoming Dumbledore, or Gandalf if that's more your style. I'm not sure what makes this an adventure. Some would deem it too mundane. I'm walking a path I've already walked hundreds of times before, in a city I've lived in my whole life while listening to music I've already memorized the words to. Maybe it's because I brought snacks, or a book, or my journal. But it could be just because I said so. This is an adventure because I said so. But I actually think it's because I only have a year left in my home with my friends and family, and I'm determined to make the most of it, even through masks and while 6 feet apart. Sometimes after 17 years, a place can lose its charm. The paths you take are suddenly so second nature that you aren't even sure how you got from point A to point B. You've already seen the tourist attractions and so-called must-see sites, so what's the point in seeing them again? I think this adventure is about letting myself love my city again, before it's just something I use as an icebreaker. So today, I am going to reject my inner snob and fear of looking like a tourist, and find the beauty of my city again. I'm going to obnoxiously take out my camera and take pictures of whatever I find worthy and giddily smile as I walk down the street. I will absorb every inch I see and let it resonate with me. Every squirrel, every spotter and lanternfly, pigeon, or mosquito will become my friend. The river will become my blanket. The grass will be my bed. My home will be my home for just a bit longer. And at the end of my adventure, I can have a moment of pure happiness and reflection as I await the next one. I won't be stingy. I'll share with you what I've learned today so you can also gain some wisdom. There's not always a need to forge a new path. Just open your eyes to the one that's already in front of you.